Listen close, we rise up from the ashes, digging for the truth, breaking old habits. We marching with the nesters, they laid the foundation, passed down revelation, sparked our motivation. In a world of facades, we peeling back the layers. Truth is the weapon that cuts through all the fakers. Phonets in our chest, reborn from deception. Eyes wide open, no room for misdirection. Every step we take, we honor the connection between past and present, forging our resurrection. Phoenix rises in truth, setting us free from the lies that they feed. We reclaim our beliefs, thinking differently, we'll break every chain. We dance for freedom, case by case, again. We cultivate vision, planting seeds of awareness, challenge the narrative, break out of the harness, digging deep for knowledge, unearthing the hidden. Our minds are the soil where the future is written, no longer confined by the scripts they prescribe. We write our own story, let the real one subscribe. One voice becomes many, together we rally. Freedom's not a concept, it's a move and a tally. By case, we break the cage. Dog by dog, we shift the stage. Phoenix rises in truth, setting us free from the lies that they feed. We reclaim our beliefs, thinking differently, we'll break every chain. We dance for freedom, case by case, again. Rise up, speak out, watch the new world breathe.
Brian has been essentially convicted in the media. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out in public, so that people can see it's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Brian's innocent. Your Honor, Brian is innocent. So if I talk about things that are in the affidavit, and if I talk about things that we're seeking that the state wants to hide, I think that's fair game for the public to hear.
Fair game, fair game. Well. I will tell you, this is going to be a very interesting live today. The Spicy Phoenix is in the house. How are every single one of you nesters? I don't know if you know. I don't know if you like it, but I love this new music. It gives a whole new November vibe. Just something different. And forgive me because I dropped a bag of things today. Hold on one second, y'all. This is like so funny. You guys will not believe this. Okay, I apologize for being exactly 2 minutes late. I see that you're going to write me a citation. That bad boy, take it and shove it. Oh, I love all of you. Believe me. You give me a peace of mind daily and keep me grounded in reality. Or I would just be like, what the heck? What are we witnessing, y'all? What is going on? So I want to welcome every single one of you in the nest today. Lost my glasses. Okay, so MPD will be asking 10K for FOIA. We will be okay, cool. Yeah, they got to make some money off of this, guys. Come on, we all know the truth. This was a money grab. Total money grab. Yep, hit the thumbs button. Hit the thumbs up button, please. Dina, Les, I didn't grab my glasses. You were going to call me because I was 2 minutes late. Oh my God, I love you guys. I love it. Grill me. Grill me. Okay, so let's do this. Thank you. Nona Robin became a freaking new member. Welcome, Nona. You're going to love the new badges. I don't know if you guys have seen them. They are up and running. So freaking cute. There's 2 more that'll drop today. I love it. I love it. Give me some more. Let's see. What do we've got? I never thought Phoenix would like rap. What? Come on, you guys. I am a... what do you want to call it? I am a connoisseur of all music. All music. You know, I love music. It's not just an expression, any genre. You guys, every step of my life is some level of different type of music. I'm telling you, you gotta love them all. Let's see what we got here. Dina, welcome in. OMF. What is it? Oh my AGXO Brie. Okay. Welcome in. Lulu Bell. Good to see you here. Good to see you. Nona, thank you so much for becoming a member. We appreciate that. Every little thing goes to help our massive community website, and that's Justice for All, because you know what? Brian Kohberger in the Idaho 4 is factually innocent, you guys. And the days go on, and I keep thinking, are we witnessing the first ever totally incredible case study? Are we witnessing a case study? Is this a cover-up, collusion, psyop, in my humble opinion, alleged? What are we watching? What are we watching? People that don't listen to music have a bigger risk for getting dementia. Really? I did not know that, Jackie Bushable. That is some great information. I love it. Okay, I hate to change their names. OMFG when I was 14. Oh, she is Bat Baby. Oh, welcome back. I had no idea. I don't know why they changed their names. I don't know. Yeah, thanks, Amanda B. Trustworthy, 100%. I love you guys. I love all 3 of our mods here in the nest. And you know what? Can you guys all tell that I did not have coffee today? I did not have coffee. But sometimes I do think we are being played. Absolutely. And you know what? I'm going to give you a story. I think we're watching the Twilight Zone. Well, baby, we fell inside the Twilight Zone here. Because I'll tell you, this forensic document leads back to no one. It leads back to someone that they're not going to tell us. But little by little, I feel like this is some type of case study. Especially when you see things like this. I didn't want to start off the stream this way, but we're going to do it. Okay. I came across this post 21 hours ago. Well, actually 22 now that the clock is striking. And I was shocked. I will share the entire post. And you guys can decide. I'm just bringing you the information. You can decide. Here's the post. Stacy Chapin says, I recently presented to the Idaho Department of Education and Family and Community Engagement. I want to share one of the paragraphs I spoke about because I think it's important. Maybe some integrity and telling the truth is important. Y'all, and you're going to find out why I say this. I think truthfulness goes a lot farther than little nodes of deception. What? Yeah. Because after going through the forensic files, you know there's something that has been on my heart for days. And you know I'm going to show you. So let me read the rest of her post. This is her own post. Jim and I have made peace that even if we knew why this tragedy occurred, it wouldn't change the outcome. It wouldn't bring Ethan back. Grief doesn't just disappear, it changes shape. I try to keep my grief steady, grounded, and quiet. It works for me. Not all chaos has to be fire and brimstone. It can look like a flowing water. You know what? I need my glasses. We just choose not to fight the current, but rather to swim in it. We haven't let anyone off the hook. We just refuse to let anyone drag our souls through the mud of evil. It is strength and survival. We can honor our pain without being consumed by it. Advocate without broadcasting. What? We feel all of it. We've decided to not let it destroy our family. This girl is getting words of you are amazing, incredible, powerful words, incredible, beautiful strength, such a powerful message, amazing. You are truly an example of healing on a deep spiritual level. I have to ask myself, do these people know the truth that we are reading on a daily basis in some of these forensic documents? Have they just totally lost it? You know, and then we see comments like, ooh, go queen. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. What in the heck? Where did they find these people? I mean, and here we are on the other side of the tracks, mind you. I'm not kidding. Totally. We must be in reality land while they are still living in Delulu land. In my humble opinion. And if you have not seen my recent video, and I know a lot of people are not cross social media platforms, I get it. It's cool. And that's why you come here, because I'm going to show you anyways. Watch my video and we'll get into it.
Can you believe this? There were no prints on the knife sheath in the Brian Kohberger case in Idaho with the Idaho 4. Look at this text that went back between. It's crazy, professionals. These people. I cannot believe this. The media went crazy, all this fake news. That's why Trump commented on the Idaho 4. There was nothing. Kohberger is an innocent man. Factually innocent. This is wild, folks. Read it for yourself. I have been reading through 2,300 plus pages of forensic evidence that doesn't equate to anything. Kohberger's DNA, no blood, no trace of anything in this case. And some jacket that was accidentally sprayed with something, no results. This whole document right here, this whole document is basically leading back to each individual. So where is the actual confirmation analysis in this case? Where is it? Because they got a plea deal from an factually innocent individual. And now, 3 years later, almost to the date soon, we still don't have any answers. So if Brian Kohberger did not do this, who committed these horrible crimes? Who did it? That's the big question. Who did this? Drop your thoughts, because we are baffled because there's still no answers. And if you haven't seen my YT videos with all the evidence, go watch it. They are absolutely insane. Where's the smoking pew on Brian Kohberger? Well, I'll be waiting. Can you believe?
I'll be waiting. I'm going to be looking like a skeleton by the time we ever have the answers. Oh my word, because this text is inside the forensic evidence. JT, I suppose, is the FBI JT, says latent print processing report is approved and released. Nice. Any prints appearing? No prints on the sheath. Sorry, not better news. It is what it is. What the freaking frick is going on in Idaho? Y'all, some days I just can't. Yeah, Tanzola. It was not Jose Cruz. It was not Mowich. Every time I hear that, I think of the Princess Bride, and when he says that word, that name, Mowich. It wasn't Mowich, guys. Come on. We've been over this. You got to start using your logic. God gave you logic. 100% pure logic. If those prints were any of these guys, they would have went and arrested little no way Jose. Come on. We got to be smarter than them. Let's use our logic and let's put our heads together and let's reasonably think about this. Okay? So, when you think about what they did have, well, I'll tell you what they had. They had a little town with big money, and they needed to protect it. They needed to protect it. Yes, they needed to take the cigarette butts from Jose Cruz, and they needed to compare them with anything to see if they could find something. Maybe he was going to be another guy that was going to be framed. You ever think about that? Maybe they just needed to get some side diversion. Looks like that's possible. Absolutely 100%. But when you see things like the amazing Truth in Neurons, now I've seen them before, and this is one of the best videos I have ever seen from them, by the way. Now, I will say, I love this video. They just released it 6 hours ago. I'm going to play it. Hold on. I'm going to play this for you guys. And we are going to get into this. They did a fantastic job putting this together. Let's listen.
Beer pong table tell 3 different stories. The first shows what appears to be blood on the blade. The second shows the knife at a different angle. And the third shows the same knife appearing cleaned. Beneath the knife in these photographs are visible drops of blood on the pong table surface.
You walk in, you go up the stairs right here, and then it's the living room. You go down this hallway and it's Anna's room. There was a knife right there on the floor.
Like in front of their room?
In front of, just at the top of the stairs.
Top of the stairs. What kind of knife, do you remember?
Like a steak knife.
And I immediately went into Xana's room which was the only room I went into. I went up the stairs, saw them. I told them to get out of the house and call the cops. And I went to the kitchen and grabbed a knife from the drawer because I didn't know if someone was still in the house or not. And I grabbed the knife. It's probably still on the little table they have in the living room area.
You head upstairs.
Yep.
Hit that open area where the kitchen and all that stuff is.
I look like there might be some blood in the sink, but
HJ views a victim's body, handles a knife, possibly washing it at the sink where the blood is documented, places it on the table in a manner the camera doesn't capture, and then performs a theatrical backward walk with his hands behind his head in mock arrest posture. 3 images of a steak knife on the beer pong table tell 3 different stories. The first shows what appears to be blood on the blade. The second shows the knife at a different angle. And the third shows the same knife appearing cleaned. Beneath the knife in these photographs are visible drops of blood on the pong table surface.
There's always going to be more to come on this video. You know that. It is coming. They will drop it. You definitely want to be following Truth and Neurons. 100%. Now, yes, I saw what Caleb just put in the chat, and I appreciate it. I really do. Because it is true. There are paid minions out there to share a narrative that is no longer working. No longer working. Make sure you go follow Truth and Neurons. Because I will tell you, those little minions, they got my video removed yesterday. Yes. See that right there? Eeks busted all public info. They got it removed. And they got it removed for one reason. What was the question I asked yesterday that they did not like? That no one was talking about prior? Let's think. What was the question yesterday that people were getting upset over? Oh, I remember now. I know you guys can't stand when you see things like this. I know it. It's okay. Nobody's here to hurt your feelings. We're just looking for answers and we're looking for the truth. Who lived at the blue house? Who lived where? The house. Yep. They sure did. Yep. Now I know why Emily and her mother were commenting on my videos. They wanted me to know that they saw. And in order to get somebody's videos taken down, and they don't like it, exactly, they don't take down someone else's videos because it doesn't implicate the frats. I have never said, in my humble opinion, who did this atrocity, because we still don't know to this day who did that. All we've done is eliminate the possible people who may have not done it. And that's exactly what we're done. All we've done is shown you the evidence and the facts. Wherever the facts point is what the facts they gave us, baby. If you don't like it, well, I'll block you, or you can just keep scrolling, because we're going to keep sharing until we find the smoking gun. Because right now, Brian Kohberger is factually still innocent. Still. 3 years later. Still. Jack Showalter is the ex-boyfriend of who? Whom? Who is it? I mean, I've got some great comments. Some people are really on the ball. They know what's coming down the pipe. They know. But let me tell you this. You don't scare me. You don't pay my bills. I'm not here for the clicks, likes, and views and back end money. I'm here to find out what the hell happened to 4 college students. Because you know what? Whether you believe it or not, when you have 4 dead people in a house with many other people not telling the same story, people's human curiosity starts to question the craziness of headline news. What? Yeah, the headline news that everyone was watching. Right at the end, it feels like, of COVID. Yeah. And now today in Moscow, Idaho, streets are safe, building new houses, tons of people all over. And now, today, you've got some crazy stuff still going on social media. Right? I mean, we're seeing a lot of crazy stuff in this. Have you all seen the Idaho 4 movie by Lifetime, little skits and stuff like that? Have you all seen those? Yeah, I've been watching. Some of these people have taken their movies, their little pictures down, their little cute videos. We've got people bashing actresses. Can you believe that? Actually bashing actresses, saying they have no empathy, yada, yada, yada. Where's your empathy in trying to find out who did this? Your best friend was unalived, and you're out here trying to sell and become an influencer, sharing their pictures, using their pictures to become an influencer? Come on, isn't that hypocrisy? But in Moscow, things are changing, guys. They have a brand new mayor as of this week coming in town. Yes, they do. Remember Haley, the girl that I shared a couple of months ago with you that was running? She is now the new mayor of Moscow. Isn't that odd? Yeah, guys, Haley, the U of I graduate. Think about it. I find it very interesting. I mean, you can go look at her, Haley for mayor, and all that other good stuff. And I covered that, Governor Little supported her and endorsed her and all this other stuff. Well, the Lewiston Tribune says now we have a homegrown, yes, folks, homegrown leader. Haley Lewis, a lifelong resident of city, ready to take the reins as mayor of University Town. Here we go. The new mayor of Moscow is excited to serve the city that has served her throughout her life. Haley Lewis, a lifelong Moscow resident, celebrated her victory Tuesday night in defeating Alex Simon at the polls. She will replace retiring Moscow Mayor Art Bettage in January. Remember this guy right here, the big dude? The guy that said the 4 University of Idaho students killed in a crime of passion? Yeah, that guy. That's what he told the New York Times within 24 hours of the murders. Yep. I'm just over the moon, she said Wednesday. Lewis. She said Moscow is a community that has given her many opportunities, and she appreciates being able to give back through public service. Lewis is grateful that Moscow believed in me the same way I believe in Moscow. Growing up, she attended Lena Whitmore Elementary School, Moscow Junior High School, and served as Associated Student Body President at Moscow High School. She works at Schweitzer Engineering Laboratories and has been on the Moscow City Council since 2021. She will be joined by 3 other councilors, Even Holmes, Sage McCreech, and Scott Summer also won their elections Tuesday. She's excited about this new position. Well, just who is Haley Lewis? Do you guys remember a little while back I talked about Miss Haley Lewis in the running for mayor? Well, she does have a website, HaleyLewis.com. And she was obviously, her priorities were fiscal responsibility, data-driven decision and making, and active listening, supporting the arts and community, creating community, continued momentum and awareness about sustainable growth, but increasing our interagency collaboration and communication. Yes, another engineering lab person. Very interesting. Very interesting. Just super interesting. She's a Gritman baby. She U of I Vandal, SEL employee, owner. She grew up attending Latah County Historical Society ice cream socials with her grandma Karen, rafting the lower salmon, and her grandpa Craig. Enjoys movies, high school, University of Idaho. I mean, if you're young and want to do something like that, more power to her. She has full support, obviously, of the people in the community. She is 32 years old. There's her fur baby and her, I think she's married, her husband Garrett. And you can learn more about the new mayor, which is very interesting. So, was she handpicked? Probably. In my humble opinion, it happens more than you know, right? I mean, I haven't done a deep dive in who she is, but I'm very interested in learning a little bit more about Haley Lewis. I mean, there is some, another 32er, soon to be 33. And I haven't seen, I mean, I can do a live dig too. I haven't seen too much of her background. I mean, she is a native. She probably knows a lot about the Idaho 4. And coming in and being the new mayor just kind of makes you wonder. They needed fresh new perspectives, fresh new blood to go out there and change the face of Moscow after this horrific event, which seems to be very focused on profiting a lot after this event. So, like I was saying the other day, it seems that perhaps, there hadn't been anything horrible in this town for a very long time. So it seems to be safer than it was before because the bad has already happened. They are all in it for the good now. Whoop, whoop. Idaho has been put on the map. So, what are your thoughts about what I've shared so far? What are your thoughts about the inner workings of Moscow, Idaho? Do you think that they are now on the right track when you have stuff like this? No prints on the sheath, sorry. Sorry, not better news. What do they have to say for themselves now? What do they have to say now? What are your thoughts? Or these numbers are owned by people who are picked or in groups? Like picked behind the scenes. They already know. Good old boys club. Don't you just think, and let me put this into perspective. Don't you think that this is a little odd with what I told you guys last week about the church in that area? Remember that guy? Remember that guy, Wilson? Remember that guy that we talked about? The guy, Douglas Wilson, the guy that doesn't want women in charge? And y'all guessed what happened? They got a new mayor that is a woman. What do you think about that? Is that not ironic? Is that think about it. He talks about women being in their rightful place, about women in charge. Or, let's just talk about women in general. And I'm not saying this because I'm a woman. I think this guy thinks that women should be barefoot and pregnant, not working, not influencing, not talking, not in any position of leadership, but yet calls himself a Christian. But women are the kind of... Remember what he said about women. If you guys remember, I can give you a little replay. Now, I'm not hating. I'm not like that. I'm just sharing what I think is odd happening in Moscow, Idaho today.
Women are the kind of people that people come out of.
That's what he wants. If you didn't get the understanding of what he said, listen to his words. Women are the kind of people...
Kind of people that people come out of.
That people come out of. He sees women as, I would say, reproduction. That's it.
So you just think they're meant to have babies. That's it. They're just a vessel.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically. The wife and mother, who is the chief executive of the home, is entrusted with 3 or 4 or 5 eternal souls.
I'm here as a working journalist, and I'm a mom of 3.
Good for you.
Is that an issue?
No. No, it's not automatically an issue.
Christchurch senior pastor Doug Wilson is the leader of a Christian nationalist movement that believes in a patriarchal society where men are dominant and women are expected to submit to their husbands. Josh and Amy Prince, along with their 4 kids, moved from Washington State to Moscow, Idaho, where Wilson's movement is based.
Do you see Amy as your equal?
Yes and no. In the sense that we're both saved by grace, we're absolutely on equal footing. But we have very different purposes, God-given.
But do you see yourself as the head of the household, as the man?
He is the head of our household. Yes, and I do submit to him.
So like moving here was ultimately your decision.
Yes.
That's a great
example.
Wilson says in his vision of a Christian society, women as individuals shouldn't be able to vote. His fellow pastors Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households. And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if your wife doesn't want to vote for the same person as you?
Right. Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
There are some who have gone so far as to say that they want the 19th Amendment repealed.
I would support that. And I'd support it on the basis that the atomization that comes with our current system is not good for humans.
And Wilson, a veteran himself, is unapologetic about his view that women shouldn't be in certain leadership or combat roles.
Looking at the leadership page for Christ Church, it's all men. Do you accept women in leadership roles in the church and in government?
In the church, no.
Why?
Because the Bible says not to.
Well, that's not what happens in the Bible. Women do lead all the time.
Progressive faith leader Reverend Jennifer Butler is concerned about Wilson's growing influence.
He is rapidly gaining in power. He has hundreds of churches established around the country. They actually literally want to take over towns and cities, and they have access to this administration.
Wilson's highest level connection to the administration is Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
It's not organizationally tied to us, but it's the kind of thing we love to see.
For his part, Hegseth has publicly praised Wilson.
Now we're standing on the shoulders of a generation later, the Doug Wilsons and the others.
Okay, folks. I showed you a little bit of that last week. And now they have a woman mayor in Moscow, Idaho. Amidst all this crazy, crazy stuff that has a history tied to Moscow, Idaho, and also Doug Wilson's church. And let's not forget this really important little piece of the puzzle that comes back down to Doug Wilson's connections. Not only Pete Hegseth, but look at this guy, deacon at Doug Wilson's church, indicted on possession of child, that stuff. Right under his own nose. So what would tie all this together? What is it that they're trying to promote? Don't forget Stickergate. Is anyone familiar with Stickergate in Moscow? Let me tell you a little bit of that story. Stickergate during COVID. Does anybody remember that? Stickergate. There we go. Moscow PD buries evidence in Stickergate case for more than a year. This was October 27, 2021. Yep, they did what? Right after this happened, they got the deacon on kiddie porn. Yep, Gunderson was the connection. So in Moscow, Idaho, where nothing happened, there were these stickers that were popping up all over the place because they were pushing back in regards to the COVID mandates. And it became the infamous Soviet Moscow sticker case involving Nathan Wilson, his two sons, Rory and Simis. Now, Nathan Wilson is the son of David Wilson, who I just showed you. But before I tell you any more on this case, know that these officers, especially Gunderson, he said that some footage was in Moscow Police Department system. There became a big, huge lawsuit over this. Some things hidden. And the footage had been illegally held back from the defense by Moscow Police Department. Despite all the public records requests, they still held it back. Even when a subpoena was issued in January of 2021, it was still held back illegally by MPD. Bingo. There you go. There you go. Remember the sticker that Gunderson had said on the body cam of Queen Road Apartments. I'm going to grab it real quick. That little video. I know you guys remember seeing it. I know we watched live. I pointed it out. Let me grab a clean cut video. It is wild. When you see Gunderson's body camera. We talked about it briefly. Very briefly. And I think, I want to believe, here it is. Why is it not popping up? Hold on. There it is. I'm going to see if I can roll through this. There is a sign. Hold on a minute. It wasn't this window, was it?
No. Nothing.
Is this what it is? It was one of these where he walks up and you can see it plain as day. Well, here's my point here. Is that it? Hold on. There was a sticker in the window. And I've seen this sticker before. And my first thought was, they are not going to talk to the cops. They do not believe in this type of policing in Moscow. The cops there have such a bad rap. Hold on a minute. They have such a bad rap. They're not going to get anyone to cooperate. And this looks like, to me, if you think about it, it looks like to me they're going to do what they want there. They are living within their own community. They do not want the police to be involved in their affairs, and they're going to do what they want. And if they don't like you and they don't want you in their community, they're going to get rid of you. And that's what my thought process was when I saw this hanging on the door when the cop knocked. I know it's in this video. I've seen it a couple of times. I just can't find it. They live right there. They live in a community where they're not going to talk, where we, the people, are in charge. And that is exactly what I thought. They are going to protect their own, just like the police protect their own. Because when you think about it, if you go back to Stickergate, right here, this footage has still been held back by the police. They've not handed it over because they don't want to tell on themselves. They're going to protect the police department. They're going to protect their brothers. Is Gundy going to be fired for some embarrassment like Michael Proctor? I don't know. That's a really good point, Les. Wicca, you got it. You got it. They were not okay with the local police adhering to the law during COVID. And especially how she thought it was Jack Showalter and he apparently hit a girl in the stomach. Wow. Yeah, they are going to, prime example. Yep. You have some info for me. I'll share it with Insta later. Perfect. Yeah, they are going to protect themselves. Let's put Idaho on the map. Let's put Idaho on the map. This was their message. This was their message. So who on the inside, I'm going to ask you a question. In my humble opinion, this is all speculation, all alleged. Who on the inside at King Road was potentially working with the police and the community of their own found out and took care of a problem? In my humble opinion, someone did. Not just some crime of passion that the mayor popped off. Think about it. If somebody was messing around and they were on the inside and they were telling everything that was happening, being a little stitch, a little informant, what hidden secrets did they have? What hidden secrets did they have? You know, I don't know. I'm not sure. But you do know there is somebody within the sorority group that was in fact studying, of all things. What do you think someone was studying? I'll let you guys take a wild guess. Who was studying criminology in the friend group of Bethany, Dylan, Emily, Hunter, Jack Showalter, all those people they partied with in the infamous TikTok video I have showed over and over again? Who was partying with someone who was studying criminology? Yes, folks, you may not believe me. You can go out and dig deep like I did. There is one person that was studying criminology in their little friend group. Criminology. How could you possibly clean up a crime scene and not get caught? Yep, someone said it. Yvonne, you are absolutely right. Top dog, you have been a great student. You have been paying attention, and you have been given the Sleuther of the Day award here on Phoenix Talks. Whoop, whoop. You are always on it. So Josie was in the friend group that was studying criminology. And she just happened to be, friends with Emily Allant and actual roommates in the little blue house. Cute, huh? Woot woot. How in the world has no one been talking about this? Maybe people have been talking about it, but we've just not been really paying attention, maybe. I don't know. How to use chlorine spray. Maybe how to clean up a crime scene in under 8 hours. Allegedly. In my humble opinion. Because I don't know why this file won't load. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. They all were hanging out together. They all knew each other. So who could have been in the crime of passion love triangle? Let's do a really good exercise here. Let's do an amazing exercise. Let's see if I can get this one to load. Who do you think could have been in a crime of passion? Per the mayor, remember the ex-mayor, not the new mayor. Who could have been in a crime of passion? Was it over Xana? Was it over Ethan? And yes, folks, this is the house that they were standing on that Emily and Josie lived in. Remember, that's a 5-bedroom house. There were other people that lived in this house too. And these are great questions. Keep them coming in. Would she have access to get lab and chemicals to clean up? Wonder if she broke into the building at the college. How did we miss that, Phoenix? Great catch. Kaylee was doing her homework on true crime, and maybe she was looking into all the kids that passed away. Very possible. Wanika looked up Blue Star, and it's a chemical cleaning agent. First time I've heard of it. No one's been talking about it. Wild, huh? The boy in blue. Wow. You bring up such an amazing point. Has anybody read that book? Anybody read The Boy in Blue? I just still can't believe to this day the boy who wore blue. Knife Boy, MN in Mexico, ring a bell. She was investigating that girl's murder. Remember, men and women, it's all in their eyes. But that tall guy would have access to get cleanup labs. Ethan. Oh, Ethan. BF because she got beat. She thought KG didn't treat JD right. Charlie. Xana. Replay crew. We're live, baby. Read or read up more. I think that's his last name. Les, you are amazing, girlfriend. You are the top giver. It's amazing. That will be for the website. It will continue to run. Find access, quick one touch to get documents and more. Josie. And you always ask the right question to the next topic. You are not the only one, Caleb, that has said something to this effect. You are not the only one. Now, I will say that yes. Let's go into this first part. In the forensic documents and in the autopsies in the MPD, in fact, Ethan was completely unclothed. I believe Moscow reported he only had socks on. Okay? That means he was basically undressed. So, and he was partially covered. So somebody covered him, or he was half asleep, half in bed, but how did the back of his legs get cut? I mean, that's a really mystery right there, but let's go into the document real quick. So Ethan is half on the bed, half off the bed, faced up, partially covered, 2 socks, rest butt naked. Okay? Now, why was Ethan fully, almost except for socks, undressed? Why? Xana had her sweatshirt on in the same room and underwear. But why? Yeah, Ethan was pretty tall. But why do you think he would have been undressed? But see, here's the hard part to understand, is that he was face up. He wasn't face down. So somebody had to place him face up, even with his legs being cut. Didn't say that. It didn't specify that. It just says she had underwear on. I think EC in a wrestling movie. In a wrestling movie. He's a pretty big guy. I mean, if you look at his size and some of the other guys, he is pretty tall, pretty strong. But why would you think maybe he slept nude? Possible. Because he got laid? Possible. The sliced legs probably were to subdue him? Possible. Yeah, he is pretty big. Especially didn't like hanging with David, apparently. Now, but here's the deal. In that video, they all hung out together. So if anyone, don't you think that these massive amounts of people hanging out, Xana showed us a video with all of them. Here's that video again. This video always comes up. Always comes up. I have to mute it, but I'll share it again. This video has been played on my stream so many times. I'm telling you. I have to mute it, but watch all the people in the video they partied with. Okay, there's Hunter Chapin, David Loach, Jack Showalter, Saeed. I mean, there's a lot of people in this. If you slow it down, you'll see more people than you ever thought. Dylan, Bethany, Xana, Ethan. There's quite a few people in there. Absolutely. Someone will cover you after an attack. That's very well known. Usually, in a crime like this, nobody will cover a body. I think maybe he was drugged. That is possible. Very, very possible. In my humble opinion, somebody who harmed him, no matter it was one or two or three or four or five or six, I don't know. I'm not saying I know. I've never claimed to say I know. But someone who did this and harmed him, if he was dressed, in my humble opinion, may have stripped him down because they didn't want to leave any evidence on the body. This person may have gotten cut. And in my humble opinion, they may have had to undress him to remove any evidence. And I fully believe, in my humble opinion, they were placed and it was staged. That's what I think. They couldn't leave any DNA on him. They couldn't leave any trace evidence. If he was that badly injured, they had to take his clothes off. Maybe even wash him down. All alleged, all in my opinion, and then they covered him half up. They didn't want to leave any evidence, guys. These documents don't show any evidence. And if there was, they didn't actually ask for the proper testing, which does not make sense. Who in their right mind doesn't request more testing? And then not get the conclusive testing and share it. In my humble opinion, whoever is the authoritative person in this case, they know, and they're still making excuses, covering up. From the DNA not questioned, not asked for, to the oops, the refrigerator busted. Everyone knows about that one, right? Who are they protecting? It's not some known criminal. They would be in prison by now. And there it is. If you watched the hearing yesterday, Bill even admitted he was wrong in regards to advising on the restitution issue of what it would cover. Did you guys hear him say and admit he was wrong? Oh, my bad. I was wrong. Oh well. Woe is me. You think EC's clothes were in the bathroom? Then where's all the blood? Where is all the blood? All these tests. When I showed you the messages, I was shocked. Totally shocked. No prints on the sheath. It's like no prints on the sheath, then this didn't ever happen. There's no prints anywhere. There's no conclusive forensic evidence. This is like this never happened. But Charlie works with fire. Yeah. Oh, that is a thought. That is a thought I never would think about. Bare hidden camera in it. Possibly. Possibly. They're never going to snitch on one another. That's how it works. Even if nothing happened. Even if nothing happened, they will never tell a soul. Ever. And what makes me shocked is that some of those people stayed and finished school there. And some of those people left and never went back. Never went back. And there's your answer. It was all hidden. All of it. Every single one of it. All the way to the beanie being tested of Kohberger. No blood, no nothing. Yes, they found a baklava in his belongings in Pennsylvania. We showed you that in documentation. Dickie's testing was done. Nothing consistent. No stains, no blood, no nothing. Our leaders knew this was a no-nothing case. Come on, guys. We've been hoodwinked. Yeah, they're making a movie now. Bubbly suggests there were fires on Frat Row that AM. You could see the flames and smoke from that area. I believe there was. Some of the pictures, I believe there was. Brian, BT coerced the grand jury. The grand jury didn't want to. Well, they have to protect their own. I wonder who was on the grand jury. I'd like to see those documents. Jury said there was gaping holes in. They had suspicions elsewhere. Tizzy and Rosie's aren't talking, and no one's talking about where they are the entire night. Yep. I've never seen Rosie's documents. He was there. He was on call. He was a lot of those runners use. We got to figure out the plea deal, because if it was a vicious killer, he would have known, had the evidence, who threatened. Now, there is something big in these. Yeah, there was a dumpster fire. Interesting. Smoke had been seen on a dumpster cam. Wow. That's the first time I've heard that. Was there smoke on the dumpster cam? Let me look at my file real quick, guys. Hold on a minute. I went back the night of and the night morning during. Let me see if this is one of them. Hold on. That was the homicide. That was the actual report at 11:56. Let me look and see. There was something else that caught my eye that I kept. This was the homicide. This was the suspicious person. Report of possible drug dealing. Officer made contact. No report. That was right after the homicides. So they reported the homicide at 11:56 on King Road. And then someone called in possible drug dealing. And let me look at my next file. Hold on. Let me see what this one was. The next was oh, here it is. At 9 o'clock that night, there was an unconscious person on Mountain View Road, 1450 North Mountain View. Hold on. This was the same day that the homicide was reported. This is the whole day's report. Hold on. 1450 North Mountain View Road is right around the corner. Hold on. Let me take a look at this. Mountain View Road. Mountain View Park. I don't remember any dumpster fires. Okay, so I don't remember any dumpster fires, but I wonder if there was anything on the blotter. 1, 2, 3. Those are the only ones I have right there. And you can see flashing light signaling as you turn to burn your evidence. Same night? I'll send the video. Okay, she did a video. Bubbly Waters did. Hold on, let me go look. Bubbly Waters dumpster fire. Crews put out a dumpster fire. That was, let me see. That had to have been a while ago. She did a dumpster fire. No, did a video. Let me look. I don't see anything. Nope. I don't see anything. Amanda, if you find that video, send it to me. A dumpster fire. Nothing like burning evidence, right? Allegedly. They were looking for money and drugs. Wow, someone just sent this to me while I was live. They were looking for money and drugs. Well, who had money and who had the drugs? Who was looking for money and drugs? That's a great question. Who was looking for money and who was looking for drugs, or both? And why would they go in Bethany's room and when the frat boys got... Okay, so let me go over to JLR Banfield camera. Watch. Let's see if we can see the fires. So let me go and see if I can get a really good shot of here. This is when they pull out of the whites. They're walking towards Frat Row across the Banfield. Okay, so those look like lights. Hold on. Down here to the right, other side of the Banfield, Bubbly and Huda said there were fires. There was a fire burning and the whole town was sleeping. Kaylee was home. Tommy G mentioned that someone stole $20,000. The money from the backpack was a dealer. Well, that's dangerous.
Hey, guys.
The dumpster fire over here. If there was a fire right here, okay, I'm just using logic here. If there was a fire anywhere around here and there were cops, don't you think you would hear sirens and somebody would call it in and it would be put out?
Moscow PD. Come over here, talk to me. Moscow PD.
Those are lights back there.
Hey, is that beer?
What's up?
Is that beer in your hand?
Yeah, I'm 21.
You got the ID on you?
I don't.
Okay.
I'll take it back to my apartment if you need.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Huh? No, they just took off. I told them to stop, but I'm not going to push it. Yeah, you got your ID on you?
I don't.
Okay. I'm going to grab your info just because you got beer and you're walking around with it.
No, it's closed.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I live like right there. I'll take it back if you need.
No, we're just doing alcohol enforcement and running around with beer across the street.
No worries. Sorry about that.
You're good. What's your last name?
CHI.
CHI.
KH.
KH.
Space.
Yep.
ALI.
ALI.
Yep.
Okay. First name?
Said. SAID. Like I said.
AID. Middle initial?
I don't have one.
Okay. Date of birth?
2001. Like one.
How'd you pull that one off? That's an awesome birthday.
Yeah, lucky birthday.
You got a driver's license?
I don't have it.
In general.
I do have one, yeah.
What state is it through?
Idaho.
Idaho? Okay. I'm just going to check if everything's good. Since they're not open, I'll let you hang on to them.
Okay.
So
Will I get charged with anything?
No,
or?
no.
Okay. Appreciate it.
But it's just enough for me to stop, check, make sure you're 21, walking around here in public.
Alrighty.
Moscow 77, check one. What's that?
Am I going to take off? Or?
No, let me run this through dispatch, make sure you're actually 21, you can be a fake birthday or anything. Gonna be a two-part last. Charles Henry Ida, King Henry, space, Adam Lincoln Ida. First of Said, Sam Ida. Correction, Sam Adam Ida, David. No middle. 2001, mail through Idaho. Well, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I think that's the first one I've seen.
Yeah.
One. So if that comes back good, yeah, you're free to go. Are these your boys?
No, I don't know them.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just hang on.
Yeah, I don't see any fires in the background, and I'm just skimming what they're talking.
Come on. Yeah, wait till dispatch comes back and says you're good. All right, no worries. You guys taking off on me?
Okay, so I don't see any fires in the background.
I didn't hear you. Yeah.
Using logic.
You all three turned around and I pointed my flashlight. You said, hey, come here. You guys all turned around and walked away.
I thought it was just like a fake person, honestly. Yeah, like
How many fake people are out here that you've experienced?
Someone trying to fuck us.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, got it.
Busted.
How's your night going?
Oh, pretty good.
That's good.
Just trying to stay warm.
Is that y'all's car right there?
Yeah.
Undercover.
Okay, so I don't see any fires in the background. Nothing at all. If anybody has one showing, that would be awesome. And let me just take a look at this. Let's see what he's got up today. So you guys said only available, not available. It has a new video out. Let's watch it real quick.
And then she went directly to Kaylee Goncalves, hugging her, whispering something to her ear, and then I think she got a secret note. After reading this note, it seems like she recognized that something is going on. She turns her face to the side, understanding that she's the center of a circle of the people around. Notice the formation of the people in front of her. The guy in yellow comes in front of her and looking down and then to her side. Kaylee Goncalves seems distressed. Was that a transaction? Because the guy in yellow came with a smartphone. Due to the fact that both are watching down to their phone, it seems like there is an interaction between those phones and the people around building a shield preventing from watching. What told the food truck guy after all?
Everyone has really successfully managed to make the part where everybody knows what to do when you're doing it well.
This is a cola can with a camera inside, and then is a backside with the connections and cover. Is he using this type of can? On Madison Morgan and Katie Goncalves at the grab truck video, he never opened this can. He held this can in many different kind of angles and positions, and he's going around Katie Goncalves and Madison Morgan a lot. Here, seems like he's searching for a good position of the camera. Look at his can, and how he is holding his can. Seems like the girl in white is directly looking into his camera, right? And then he heads over to Jack Showalter with the can and Katie Goncalves and Madison Morgan. And remember, he never opened this can. Maybe to show other people what they look like. When both left, the man with the can pointed at them. Jack goes that way, and the private driver EG starts the engine.
Whoa, interesting. I'm scared of this person. Whoa. They've got some great videos, though. So there is a video I want to show you that he's got up right now. That was probably a little while back, but let me show you the latest one. This will blow your mind.
See, even Alex Beaver Productions said you did say it was a joke.
This Alex was in the chat of the Grab Truck live stream, but I think not only the chat. Traveling 1,250 miles just to get a... He's not the only filmmaker visible at the Grab Truck clip that night. Alex released this clip in October 22 and seems to be part of this society and got nice equipment he is using, according to a Reddit post related to Charlie with this item, and he goes by this name. Member of Alpha Gamma Rho Beta Phi chapter next to Sigma Chi, also mentioned in the Moscow PD file. Here a nice picture of his dad with the yes, in the corner club. This corner club. Or here with Maddie and Kaylee. Right behind Alex is this guy, which reminds me to this guy who played in this film.
Okay, this guy's got some valid points. because what I'm about to tell you right now is going to blow your socks off. I don't know if you all have heard of this before, but this is freaking true. And this is some scary stuff that comes out of Phoenix. Okay? Now, if you are triggered easily, this probably is the best time for you to cut off. See ya. You can come back and watch it at another time. This is real shit. Okay? Cover your little ears if there's anyone around. Do me a favor. If you've not heard of this before, this is real. This is real. There is a company called Midnight Productions out here in the area around Phoenix, and it's the most disturbing stuff you will ever hear about. Okay? Besides the illegal drug trade, human trafficking is a $150 billion worldwide industry, the most profitable crime in the United States. 50 million people on earth today are involved in slavery or trafficking. 12 million of those are children. An annual 90 million child sexual abuse material files are reported in the U.S. alone. This media, along with other violence and abuse, is known as dark web as snuff films. Okay? I've already read this. I know this exists. There is a company called Midnight Productions that makes these videos. You'll hear all the stories all over Phoenix. Okay? And I'm just saying, it's out there. It exists. You can do a deep dive if you want. It is the most craziest stuff that you've ever heard of. And these are real. There are victims' testimonies. You can go to this website if you want. I'll put it in the chat just in case anybody wants to read it on their own. I'll highlight it. It's a sick world we live in. They are drug and only to escape by this. They live. Some people are erased, bodies brutalized, lives forever altered. Some believe Midnight Productions enjoys protecting from corrupt members within law enforcement, perhaps even judges or lawyers. This is some dark stuff, guys. It's a crime ring that is untouchable. Yes, the portal to hell may truly be Moscow. Okay? Is it a part of a larger conspiracy? Well, the plot thickens. Many conspiracy theorists link this mysterious group to notorious criminal networks from decades past, such as Franklin Scandal and the Presidio Ring. They're both known for child protection and exploitation. Here's a question. Did you know about this? Have you ever heard about this? Before tonight, have you ever heard about this? Sorry, I had to pour some water in my cup. Yep. Now, I remember back in the early day of the Idaho 4, they said that people were out there filming something. Yep, that's right. From day one, we heard people were filming it. And they said that they were with the Student Body Film Society or something like that. Okay. It is a possibility, right? We are going down every rabbit hole. We are looking at every possible connection. Okay. So a lot of stuff is connected with Idaho and Arizona, if you haven't noticed. A lot of stuff, from politics to individuals attending school, from the University of Phoenix and the Idaho deal. All kinds of stuff seem way too interconnected. Way too interconnected. Wild. So these people typically prey on the homeless because they are easy targets. One of the most bone-chilling aspects of these allegations is how frequently the homeless in Phoenix are cited as primary targets. Vulnerable and often invisible to society, homeless individuals are said to disappear without a trace. Kind of like students swallowed up by this underground nightmare. Many in the homeless community express fear and share stories of people who simply vanished, hinting at far-reaching and deeply unsettling truth. It's true. There are whispers in the digital dark. Is there any concrete evidence of Midnight Productions? The allegations, while disturbing, remain largely unproven in court. But you know how court works, right? Many claim the group is protected by corrupt officials, making it nearly impossible to gather concrete legal evidence. And you can go learn a little bit more. There is actually a individual on YouTube. I think I've shared this in the past. He did a documentary on this, exposing a year ago. I remember this. He exposed them.
Arrested, accused of child crimes, now locked up.
Yeah, this is just a horrific story.
If you don't know who Midnight Productions is, they do horrible things on the dark web. YouTube is filled with numerous stories. It is not a myth.
Now, something that I noticed in this just when I started playing it. Did you catch what was on the screen? Blood in the sink.
They're not a fantasy. They're not a conspiracy. They are actually true.
A total of 37 people arrested, accused of child crimes, now locked up.
Yeah, this is just a horrific story.
If you don't know who Midnight Productions is, they do horrible things on the dark web. YouTube is filled with numerous stories. It is not a myth. They're not a fantasy. They're not a conspiracy. They are actually true.
Be aware, Midnight Productions is a band of people who go around picking up young women, young girls, taking them back to their hideout, filming it while they're raping them. They'll cut them up in pieces. They'll kill you. Midnight Productions are people that you need to stay away from. Cops, lawyers, judges.
Intense video released from Phoenix police showing a possible kidnapping.
Police need the public's help identifying who is in this video.
The mugshots of more than 30 accused predators, allegations of child trafficking, luring of a minor for exploitation. Investigators went undercover, placing ads on websites and apps commonly used by suspects targeting children for.
This is horribly wrong. They are looking to manipulate and exploit children.
A home surveillance camera captured that chilling moment where the girl barely got away from the man running after her.
It's the most terrifying thing as a grandfather, as a father, can never go through.
Midnight Productions is real shit. They don't know where a lot of people are at missing. That house, there's baby cribs, the lights for films. They had rooms with like cages. You go in the house and then the wall would have you could step into some weird tunnel shit.
This is a prison cell. Only kids are being held down here.
The underground bunker, it was basically a giant plastic container with a hole only small enough for a child to crawl in and out of. A small child that was in there could not have gotten out on their own.
There's a child's vanity and a hospital toilet. That looks like a child's car seat.
Strollers and children's toys and clothing and food packets and stuff like that. So clearly children had been kept here. But one thing that was really disturbing was there were arm restraints, wrist restraints on two trees angled like this to where that's a tree. That looks exactly like wrist restraints for a tree. It doesn't look like anything else.
There's the Midnight Productions out here. And it is right here. That shit is everywhere. It's a human trafficking. It's every day. People will, come and lure you in and then take you and you are a sex slave until they are done with that and then chop you up and sell your body parts.
These guys set me up to be tortured
by Midnight Productions. It's a conspiracy among conspiracies. If it's true, man, God help us. But
Phoenix is on pace for a record-breaking number of homeless deaths. According to new data from the Maricopa County Medical Examiner's Office, more than 300 homeless people have already died this year.
It's a body donation and tissue bank in Phoenix, Arizona. It was raided back in 2014 in a human body parts trafficking investigation.
He found a cooler filled with male genitalia, a bucket of heads, arms, and legs, infected heads, and one of the most disturbing findings, called a morbid joke in the lawsuit, a small woman's head sewn onto a large male torso like Frankenstein and hung up on the wall.
Now you can go watch it. I just wanted to make sure and make you aware that this stuff is real. It is real, guys. And I couldn't imagine if perhaps all the stories that were coming out about Ethan may have even been somewhat true, in my humble opinion, allegedly. I will say that when you think about how people are finding out information and you see the connections among these individuals, how can you not know that these were possibly connected in some way? Hundreds of people were questioned. That's what the law enforcement said. Hundreds. How many other entities were out there from agencies that were looking for answers? How big is this Idaho 4 case? Just how big? I mean, eventually, one day, one of us here digging for the truth is going to find the answer, if not everyone. I know that people watch our videos. I know they're watching and seeing what we're uncovering. They know who's talking about it. They know who's talking the truth. They know. Were there tunnels? Yes, we've seen tunnels. Was it connected to the house? We don't know. We never saw tunnels connected to the house. Was it somebody who got stabbed in the fight that died? Perhaps. Any facts or evidence? No. That guy had a criminal record. We would know if they would have said it was him. If it was Jose Cruz, they would have picked him up off the street. They wouldn't let these guys keep running the streets. But if people were uncovering things that made a community weary, of course they're going to take care of their own. Of course. Now, we can go down another rabbit hole. We can go down a million rabbit holes. But what it brings us back to in the Idaho 4 case, like I started this stream, there were no prints on the sheath. And when creators make statements that don't line up with what we know now, and they're still talking about this case, that seriously have egg on their face. I will give you an example. This creator says he's so guilty. There's an overwhelming amount of evidence. Well, soul sister, let me just tell you, I must need a better prescription for my glasses. Because going through over, I don't know, maybe, and I'm giving a high estimate here, 6,000 pages of documents in this case so far. Honestly, there is still no amount of overwhelming evidence. Can you look at this? Can you see this? I'm going to show you. And I'm going to leave it to you to decide, as I always do. Some days you just have to wonder why people even talk. Because honestly, I believe they're reading the same files that we are reading. They're reading the same amount of evidence that we are reading. And when someone says, right, it's not just that, there's an overwhelming amount of evidence. We have to just ask, what the freak are you talking about? And then we have people like this that are so logical. Tons of people plead guilty who were actually innocent. It isn't me saying I think BK is innocent, but using he pled guilty doesn't actually make him or anyone that pleads guilty that way guilty. And when someone says it's not just that, there's an overwhelming amount of evidence, you just have to ask yourself, are you serious? Do you think really people are taking you at your word when they can read themselves? Come on, people. You gotta read the documents. We're just not making shit up. Because when you get a text message like this in the documents, there's no prints on the sheet. And for years you've been screaming there's so much evidence and there's actually none. How can people even think that they'll take you serious? I mean, but yet if you're given and you're paid to give out good information, allegedly, more power to you, girlfriend. I'll leave it there. You decide. Now, after looking through all these documents and still no smoking gun, Brian Houdini Christopher Kohberger, in my humble opinion, is still factually innocent. Thank you, Cookies Corner 420. Cute name. Factually innocent, folk. Factually. Just like Ann said.
Brian is innocent. Brian has been essentially convicted in the media. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out in public so that people can see it's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Brian's innocent. Your Honor, Brian is innocent. So if I talk about things that are in the affidavit, and if I talk about things that we're seeking that the state wants to hide, I think that's fair game for the public to hear.
And like I always said, I'll give you all the facts and evidence and you get to decide. Do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up if you have been in here. Hit the thumbs up anyways. We love you all. Until tomorrow at 3:45, I will... Oh, shoot. You know what? I have to say, I totally almost slipped my mind. I will be live at 11 o'clock only tomorrow. No, actually, no. Oh, shoot. My schedule is jam-packed. I have got something exciting I'm working on. So I will go live right here tomorrow at 9 a.m. It will be a different time. I don't know what time it is in your location. I will be live at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Tune in and drop a ton of love on the way out tonight. Y'all be freaking fantastic and be well.
Listen close, we rise up from the ashes, digging for the truth, breaking old habits. We marching with the nesters, they laid the foundation, passed down revelation, sparked our motivation. In a world of facades, we peeling back the layers. Truth is the weapon that cuts through all the fakers. Phonets in our chest, reborn from deception. Eyes wide open, no room for misdirection. Every step we take, we honor the connection between past and present, forging our resurrection. Phoenix rises in truth, setting us free from the lies that they feed. We reclaim our beliefs, thinking differently, we'll break every chain. We dance for freedom, case by case, again. We cultivate vision, planting seeds of awareness, challenge the narrative, break out of the harness, digging deep for knowledge, unearthing the hidden. Our minds are the soil where the future is written, no longer confined by the scripts they prescribe. We write our own story, let the real one subscribe. One voice becomes many, together we rally. Freedom's not a concept, it's a move and a tally. Case, we break the cage. Thought by thought, we shift the stage. Phoenix rises in truth, setting us free from the lies that they feed. We reclaim our beliefs, thinking differently, we'll break every chain. We dance for freedom, case by case, again. Rise up, speak out, watch the new world breathe.